This show just got a lot more entertaining.
She's awesome.
I don't think he's under the umbrella, and I like the detail that he's not getting wet, so it must be CGI rain.
It's kind of true about her character.
Thank you to HUEL for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, or should I say bloodsuckers. We are back for Interview with the Vampire, Season 2, Episode 4. I want you more than anything in the world. Greg, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing A-OK today. A-OK. A plus OK is where I'm at.
Oh, good.
Not interested in your feelings.
No one is.
How are you feeling today?
No one is.
Let me just ask out of kindness and consideration, so I don't look bad with a camera pointed at me. How are you doing?
You know, it is what it is. Loving the show, though, so excited to keep watching it and see what we burn down this week. You ready? Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever you want, dude.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, brah. Count us in.
I already counted. It's already begun.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that.
Whoa. Oh, the show that she was promised.
Yeah, where she has to be a little girl for the rest of her life.
With a voice that can be heard.
It's her first show? Must be her first show.
Just one thing
Is that her voice?
I don't think so.
I think it makes her mad.
Or I'm wrong.
I don't like windows when they're closed. I want to fly where the wild wind blows.
It's kind of true about her character. She wants to be free.
Although, that's a cool effect.
For the time period, this would look like unbelievable.
And how did she like being infantilized?
Coven life requires a letting go of the self. She carried her water uphill like a seasoned player.
With it.
Hey, he's speaking truth.
I'm a birdie! Cheep, cheep, cheep! Don't make me use this! You have been warned! Cheep, cheep, cheep!
What the f?
It's not a glove! It is a foot!
This show just got a lot more entertaining.
Oh,
And
yeah,
a lot more degrading.
But she's flapping her wings! We're getting free! Birdie loves the breeze!
How is he going to explain why he's still alive?
She's herself.
They're all laughing at things that I'm not finding funny.
You know, back then, this was a comedy masterpiece.
Little birdie Lou is caught in a trap, but she's flapping her wings and getting free.
Go do it, baby Lou!
Birdie loves the breeze!
That's humiliating.
Claudia, if you do absolutely nothing else, at least enunciate.
Harsh notes.
By the 500th performance, Claudia was beyond bored.
Oh, but she's got a fan base.
Ooh.
So, explain to the company why the 500th performance of My Baby Loves Windows felt more like a slug.
I'm a fierce vampire trapped in the body of a little girl.
Oh my God, he sucks.
I'm reminded of it every night of my existence, buttoning up this dress and singing and smiling while the mortals laugh and point.
Yeah.
I have lost my passion for work on stage. I think I prefer backstage work.
No one else can play her role.
To help you rediscover your passion for Lulu, you'll no longer remove your costume.
Oh my
You
God.
live with Lulu off stage until she returns to you on stage.
Oh, she's looking to him for help.
And yet the audience sang along in full voice.
Ooh, he stood up for her.
The red hands of clapping cattle are not the measure of the Théâtre des Vampires. If they were, your mugging and pandering would have a standing room only to the decade.
Oh.
And you do this for what? Is it thirst? Is it love? Are you companion?
Leadership's being questioned.
Remets tes miches dans ton bleu Marseille!
Oh, dude. That disagreement continues in the present.
It's not a companionship. What is it?
It's whatever you want to call it.
An affair? A romance?
Oh.
We see each other when we want to, and when we want to be alone, we're alone. And that's good. It's easy.
It's not easy for me.
Ugh, I don't care, Armand.
You don't understand the danger I risk every night for you. I keep your secret.
That sounds like a
What's
threat.
the secret?
You're the secret.
I'm the secret.
Yep.
Do you notice how hot the room gets when you two talk about the secret?
How do you just light that fire?
You have to get back.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm with you,
Yeah,
Lestat.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Lestat.
You promised you wouldn't talk.
The chemistry.
I love you.
It's like illy.
It should be conflicting, I think. I don't.
Are you schizophrenic, Louis?
No,
I mean, did you consider yourself schizophrenic?
I'm not sure the term applies to a vampire. Would you like to know what it felt like?
Yeah.
Might as well.
I could feel the movement of air with his movements.
Oh, Armand does not like this.
Breath on the back of my neck. If I were to reach out and touch his hand, I wouldn't say it was his hand,
It was his.
but it was not his hand.
And you weren't feeling Lestat in the room.
No.
And I am not bothered by this information.
Were you two the only ones who survived the fire at the theater?
Wow. Way to throw them off.
You weren't provided any information about the fire in our archives.
Huh. Oh, he's tapping in.
In high school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper.
Wait,
I want to hear the rest of that story.
She had a paper what?
One of my researchers found it in the Beinecke Library in New Haven. She thinks we're working on a book about the post-war reconstruction of Paris.
Ooh.
Claudia, in direct violation of the third great law, still journaling.
Her having to be in this dress is such cruel.
What are you writing?
Oh, Santiago, I
Why
love
you
you.
like-
Because he wants to start a mutiny.
Honoring the blood. Pepper Mateka moved me. I wanted to hear his heartbeat one last time.
Well, here it comes.
No vampire must commit to writing the history of the vampires.
Law 3. It's not the history.
God, there's so many laws. Where do I get these laws?
Random thoughts is a habit. A few things about you. Go on.
I would not want to read that.
Maître has a gravely attachment to the laws. Now, you may feel protected by his equally tender attachment to your Louis, but tender can turn to Tinder.
I don't know what Tinder means without the app.
Tinder is like wood, right? Kindling, like.
I don't know, actually.
Oh, please, don't be so melodramatic. Had I been Estelle or Celeste lurking in the shadows...
Go get it.
What are you about to? Ooh.
And thank you for the kind words you wrote about me.
How do you know what I wrote?
I read it just now, right in front of you.
When they
You
were in
sold
New
me a
Orleans.
dress.
Ton corps était pas encore formé, mais ton esprit déjà sophistiqué. Puis tu souriais pas.
Funny, you made no impression on me at all.
So a year and a half ago when that happened?
Clowning now.
I'm an actress now.
Ah, ok. Théâtre des vampires? I've seen this show.
Oh.
Still dressing your windows for your German tourists?
Your French is still ugly, like your Dao outfit.
I agree. I just wouldn't say it because it's rude and obvious.
I just wouldn't say it because it's rude and obvious. I wonder if that's going to be a friendship.
Certainly looks like it's headed that way.
I kind of would enjoy that.
Perriers, they got this salon thing called R26, artist types. Some showing work, some just there to be there.
Guys, keeping her in that dress.
Intermingling, innovating, collapsing two art forms into one, coming up with new ones.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, everyone's fawning over Picasso, but out there on the left bank in shabby hotel rooms and cold water walk-ups, a new generation's.
What the?
What a mimic.
Funny.
See, now that I've wriggled inside your voice, pulled it on like a costume, you don't sound all that Chicago to me.
Uh-oh.
It's mimicry that you're good at, like a parrot?
Like a gent with the upright downstairs.
Or an organ monkey?
Cajun drawl. I want to test a theory. Say, New Orleans.
Or a buffoon.
Oh, whoa.
Anything else you want to say, buffoon?
I couldn't hear you from the other side of the table, but you got my attention. Take your time. Come on.
I said enough.
Good boy.
Whoa.
Whoa, that was cool.
He is so powerful. We haven't seen that power yet with the heads down all like that at once with the other vamps.
I've seen him like freeze.
Yeah, but not the...
You've been showing your work at the Perrier salon. You're using a Rolleiflex and always at night. Sometimes a Leica, like this one.
That's in there by mistake. I didn't mean to bring that one.
Oh, no.
Something fragile about this man.
if you knew the man, you know he was anything but.
No, I disagree.
You caught the soul he is hiding.
Whoa.
What do you see?
Framing the door, the light on the street, the door across the street. Or is it the friend of the boy he used to play with? Can't anymore.
And what of the look of the boy who cannot play anymore?
This is very reflective of him.
Hell of a shot. Who took it?
A young American, like yourself. He has the eye.
And he's saying, I don't have the eye.
Ooh.
We know it when we see it. You see it in yours? Only 5 prints left. You should buy one from me. Sit on it. Sell it to Seliman when he moves into photography.
Control yourself, homie.
You get a good price.
That was not control.
Oh.
Some of these aren't so bad, Louis. I mean, this one with the
It's got art
fountain and
gallery.
the couple and the... I think I've seen it somewhere, like in a book or something, right?
Ooh.
There's a good reason you picked that one, Daniel. It's not mine. That's Fred Stein.
What did he do? What did he do?
What is this?
Dear, this is a Stein.
I know. Why is it in there? Why are all these in there?
Don't ask me. We've been staring at
I didn't put these here.
Ooh.
Probably Rashid confused
In high
him.
school, you told a girl you'd only do her if she had a paper bag over her head. She agreed and you did.
This is embarrassing.
Oh, damn.
I don't want you thinking I was trying to pass them off as mine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was an adequate photographer.
Looks like you repressed a horrible memory.
To know that.
Sure.
Oh no, this is about to get really dark.
Can I get some aspirins, migraines today?
Music.
What if the German girls encountered a vampire before, like knows vampires are real?
I know, my French is terrible.
Yeah, that was good.
Claudia,
They're already dead.
I'll be there in a minute.
Eh bien, merci, Lulu.
Uh-oh. The fire, cigarette, I don't know.
Hey, you want to ride home?
Do you think it's flirty at all?
Do you know how many great shots I've taken? Tell me one thing wrong about this photo.
Well, for one thing, I'm not in it.
Whoa.
Please.
Your lens is not entirely clean. A haunting set of clouds moved in minutes after your last shot.
Ooh.
Going forward, when the moon is your favorite source of light, a little patience.
What light through yonder window breaks? It is the north. I was wondering if you wanted to take one of our walks.
Hot girl walk.
So you spend the day
Armand,
and night
I
in the
don't
dress?
trust you at
Is
all.
this some acting process?
It's a punishment.
Because you don't like flapping your arms in their stupid play.
Mm-hmm.
Are you their hostage?
In some ways.
More like they're my family.
TB killed my family. Oh, my town was sad for me. Oh, poor orphan.
We're gonna talk about that.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the tuberculosis.
From Düsseldorf. He was 19. He said, I want to know what love is before I die. He gave me food, but it was the comfort. He was alive.
That makes sense.
And the lovemaking, you know, so boyish. Up and down and up and down.
This is my favorite walk in Paris.
Qui êtes-vous? Qui vous a autorisé?
Rest.
But
Oh my God. He's crazy.
Flex your power one night and follow it with grand groveling the next.
I do not enjoy using my powers like that.
You don't? Because you use them a lot, Armand.
That was for coven discipline for the situation, and if I may, you were wound rather tightly after Santiago's probing.
Santiago has clocked the entire situation accurately.
I didn't like seeing Claudia made a puppet.
I treated her as a member of my...
Oh, you hate using your
I
powers?
don't like you parading her around in that baby doll dress either. It all makes you look weak.
whoa.
I'm not Lestat.
Okay.
Who are you?
This is obvious.
This is Amadeo. He's 20 years here. He
Music
was
is
rescued from a
chilling.
brothel when he was 15. Named Arun, then I think.
Arun.
The parents that sent him to work on a merchant boat in Delhi when in actuality they had sold him into slavery to the ship's captain.
Is he Arun?
Shackled on the boat. My maker's purchase. His renaming me. His reluctance to share the dark gift, knowing what it would do to his beloved Amadeo.
Amadeo.
I served him with all my heart.
I just am not feeling.
But then this was 7 years before I was stricken with illness, before I was turned and imbued with my powers.
I guess I'm not sure why he's so drawn to Louis.
The name the coven in Rome gave me after they set fire to the studio.
Set fire.
Set fire to my maker and sent me to Paris to reign over the coven abandoned by Magnus. Magnus, who begat
Lestat was
Lestat.
pissed.
Lestat, who begat
Lestat
Louis.
was Lestat's maker.
Yeah.
And on and on and on. I do not know anymore. No one has painted me in over 400 years.
I'd be happy to be painted once.
I look good. I look French.
No, it's
She's
not right at the
befriending
front
a
because your
human.
chest is up.
That's bad.
Been through some shit like anybody else. Mom died, dad ran off, aunt didn't want me. A fire, adopted, one of them was bad trouble. Ran away. One dark thing after another.
She knows, dude.
Period.
Oh.
You got blood on your
I bled through.
Oh.
Leaving a trail.
Oh no. I'm leaving a trail. I'm Gretel. She doesn't even know how bad it is to say that right now.
The show is a hit. The show is our cover.
Ooh.
We all humble ourselves.
Tell me again how Sam licks the stage clean after every show, and I'll tell you a job I'd rather do.
The only one with a child's physique.
Audiences don't give a shit.
It's 15 minutes and I could pretend.
It's a degrading 15 minutes.
They're talking about this so loudly.
Yeah.
Most in my position would treat you no better than you treated your maker.
Ooh. Louis told her, and that's how told him, and she didn't know. Oh my God, that's how he found out.
And the bare minimum on
That's
and
a
off
threat.
stage. And the friend you made.
That is a
you will not see
threat.
again.
Oh my God. Armand, you make it so hard to like you.
There's rot on the green room floor. See to it.
And did anybody just see him, child?
No one seems to care.
She's got to be so pissed at Louis right now.
Too old to play Hamlet. Too young to play Polonius.
You heard it. Wow.
Now people are watching.
Know your role, Thesp, or join your maker in oblivion.
Wow. It's threatening people left and right.
He withholds a lot of power.
You can't think of it as a waste of time, Louis. What's 2 years? I pretended to be an actor.
I guess
for
I
2
totally
years.
forgot he has the ability to just set things on fire.
No, he's grown it from Armand's been teaching him. That's why we saw him light the candle. He says he's getting better at it when he sees something specific.
Armand knows all about Lestat. How long's he known?
Whole time. You could trust Armand.
What about me and you? He just threatened me with it.
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't sound like him.
Yeah. Oh.
Doesn't sound like him. Dude, oh no.
Love makes you stupid.
Yep. Yeah.
Makes you fickle and weak and blind. Let me guess, he's your companion finally.
She's awesome.
Picked another one over me.
You picked the coven. Go sit in your choice, sister.
She's awesome. I'm so on board with her. Ooh, but if this picture burned, then how do they still have it?
I think he's going to put out the fire.
The wilderness that is our daughter.
Our daughter. But who starts the fire at the theater?
All signs seem to be pointing to Louis did it.
Third floor, balcony.
Keep a watch.
Gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, but I get it. He's pissed.
Whoa. This is crossing a line.
What are we hunting for, mon cher?
What are you hungry for, Lestat?
The pick of the city.
Pick.
Pick.
I don't think he's under the umbrella, and I like the detail that he's not getting wet. So it must be CGI rain.
You summoned him.
Yeah.
You're gonna break it off with him, aren't you?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
It had to happen. Always doomed.
The other sign was that Armand was choosing the Louis over the coven.
There isn't gonna be a hunt, is there?
He's saying goodbye to him, too.
No.
Why this suit?
It's my favorite on you.
Really? Well, it's quite nice, I suppose. Herringbone one, notch color.
Aw, letting the memory wash away.
You might not know this, but I had the tailor inscribe your initials on the backside of the ticket packet. Right here.
Sad.
So your name would always cradle my...
Whoa.
Everyone doing what they want when they want. I'm not sure I can keep obedience any longer. Santiago wants
What's your job?
Others will follow him. You should think to leave.
No.
Yeah.
I'm staying in Paris. I don't know too much about the theater, but I used to be real good at running things.
That you did. I kind of forgot about that.
Santiago wants to be coven leader. Give him the job.
Never.
Then throw him a bone at least. Let him feel like he's your heir apparent. He'll overplay his hand.
Oh, no.
You don't have an alternative. They'll beg you back. And that's where you can decide if you want it back or you want something else.
I want you.
You sure about that, Armand?
Dude, your cigarette's going to get way too wet.
Twan.
Sitting on a bench, having a smoke.
Someone is watching. I thought they were just trying to give it an illusion that they were.
Meet back at the theatre and stagger your arrivals.
Uh-oh.
As she cried, a splinter of coldness in you. Is that what makes you fascinating?
What were you doing to him back then?
Just start the tape.
You weren't always a vampire, were you?
No. I was a 33-year-old man when I became a vampire.
Ooh. Is there someone close to him?
Would you like to join us?
That was the year.
You go ahead, have your fun.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. Well, I have an enhanced version.
I mean, you've forgotten, man. I mean, you don't understand the meaning of your own story. Hey, stop!
To kill someone in front of him?
What?
Morning!
I lost time.
Whoa.
Things got a little heated.
With a boy. Things got heated with a boy. I was at home picking.
Damn it.
But I feel like he's like learning about his own assault.
Friends, what is your relationship with eating healthy right now? As many of you know, last year for me, it was all about aesthetics. Dropped a bunch of weight, got really disciplined, took some photos. But this year, it became about maintenance. Now, it's about performance. I've been running a lot more. I'm training for a Spartan race right now. That's right, trying to be a man. But incorporating all this with a busy life, it can be a challenge because, you know, life doesn't slow down. Like many of you, constantly on the go, always feel like I'm rushing against time. And that's where these naturally placed bottles have really come in handy for me. No, seriously, HUEL, thank you. I've been using you guys for like 2 years now, and you have never failed to let me down. We keep a ton of the HUEL Black Edition ready to go here in many of the fridges at the office. You'll often see Coy and I drinking these all the time for a reason. It's a complete meal. I can easily just grab 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, slow-release carbs, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, dairy-free, and they actually keep me full. Plus, it's under $5. Then when I want something more filling, the Black Edition powder. I got a ton of these at home. Leave a couple at the office just in case for when I run out. You can mix it with some milk, blend it with frozen fruit or ice. Sometimes throw a little bit of hydration in there. There's ways to make it even more flavorful and fulfilling. It's the same complete nutrition, just more customizable. So RTD, ready to drink when I'm moving and grooving. And powder when I've got a minute or two to spare. So if you're trying to stay consistent with your health or whatever goals you might have and life is busy, HUEL makes it easy to fuel. Then there's a better button than that. It makes it easy. Limited time offer. You can get HUEL today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with my code REJECTS at HUEL.com/rejects. New customers only. Thank you to HUEL for partnering and supporting our lovely little show.
Ooh, I can't believe we're not watching another episode right now. That was like edge of your seat stuff. Citizens Reject Nation. We just watched Interview with the Vampire Season 2, Episode 4. And we're super grateful to you guys for being here with us. We're also grateful to the patrons. Thank you for going over to patreon.com/TheRealRejects. That's where you can sync up with your own copy. Plus, Greg and John cover stuff exclusively over there. Plus, you get discounts on our sweet merch, rejectnationshop.com. Greg and I both have Sheject Originals on right now. Gotta love it. Thank you to Prepper for helping edit us down, especially shows like this. It's difficult. There's a lot of blood to be sucked. So you guys do the best work. And if you are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you are, 5-star, thumbs up. Love to see what it is you guys have to say. I read all your comments, so be nice out there, okay? Also follow us at Real Rejects. That's on all social media platforms. And go support us that way. Plus, that's where you get all that good extra stuff, like people cracking eggs on their biceps. Yeah, that's the good stuff. All right, we're going to get to some Patreon questions in a bit because that's how we love to do our reviews. But before we do that, in general, this episode, a lot of stuff going on. Greg, how'd you feel?
It's probably my favorite one of the season so far.
Yeah, me too, dude.
I think every episode's been getting progressively better. And yeah, that was really insightful. I agree with you that Armand is not someone to be trusted in a variety of ways. This is the most like psychologically confusing I've ever been during this show.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
In a complimentary way. What narrative do you really follow through on? Or
Right, like the Daniel story is blurry. The Armand story is blurry. The Lestat stuff, blurry, literally. There's a lot of stuff to kind of brain trip you.
Yeah. And it looks like Armand doesn't like being Armand. Whereas...
Or he's saying so.
I get the impression he doesn't.
What do you
he
mean
doesn't
by
like
that?
he doesn't want to be a coven leader. I don't think he likes being a leader. I don't think he likes being Mr. He wants to be coddled. I think he wants to be taken care of. Whereas like Lestat, I think likes control. And I think he's trying to be like a Lestat, but he's never really been a Lestat.
But that's what he says. He's like, I don't like using my powers. But it's like, then why do you use them so often, dude? I don't trust a word he says.
And I think he was talking about that one moment, right? With the he doesn't like using that one specific power.
Yeah, I think that he's a liar. I think he likes the power.
I would agree. He's totally a liar.
Liar.
But as far as this episode went, yeah, I like how ugly and intense it is. And this is the one with the most moving pieces. Because you got Claudia and the play and the 500 days that passed there. You got Santiago going after Louis and then wanting to take over. You got Armand questioning his leadership identity, and this is what he really wants. You got Lestat breaking up, trying to actually go with the memory. You got Claudia and Louis falling apart. You have Daniel trying to unpack the past while getting his own stuff confused. And then in the present, you got Louis also not trusting his memory unless he being set up or gaslit in some way when it comes to his photos, And
Right.
They keep disagreeing on narratives and memory of how Claudia experienced stuff. So I like how this is a bit of a vortex of emotions.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. It feels like it's all paying off.
Yeah.
I want to ask you before we get to our Patreon questions. How are you feeling about, we're 4 episodes in, this new Claudia?
I've let go of the old Claudia.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Me
see
too.
Claudia a lot.
Me too.
Because they've given her something completely different to do. And a very different, if she was just like dynamic with Louis, I might be still in comparison mode, but because it's a completely different dynamic and set of circumstances and a whole new cast of characters, it's a lot easier to just get on board. I haven't thought about the old Claudia. I've really taken in this new one and really connect and feel for this one.
How do you feel about her lover/friend storyline?
I feel like that friend's going to really pay the consequences here.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Claudia makes it out of here alive at the end of the season.
I
think Claudia's going to...
I have a theory on that too.
Or maybe she dies. I don't want to ask you any questions, though. I just want to hear my own thoughts.
I wonder if Louis...
I have a podcast partner who does the same thing.
I wonder if Louis accidentally kills Claudia.
You think so?
And is unable to process that and asks Armand to, take over his consciousness and is like, just control me. And, I just can't deal with what it was. And that's how, Armand and him end up in this situation.
Would line up with what's going on with Daniel, because it sounds like that's a memory too strong for him to face.
Right. Just kind of curious about that, but...
That's actually a really good theory. Do you like her?
Claudia?
Yeah, you were raving about her.
I think this was such an incredible episode for her, and I really do love her, and I love that she continues to call Louis out on his shit, because even though we love him as a character... She is right. He's blind when he's in love. He doesn't pick good love interests, even though he loves Lestat. He picks guys that are really tough to get on board with, and really they really end up screwing Claudia. And he did threaten her. And this happened to all of us in life, but Louis gaslit Claudia, because Claudia's like, he just threatened me. And he didn't say, wow, he did. He said, that doesn't sound like him. And it's like,
yeah.
So now you don't believe Claudia?
Well, say, man, I think Louis has been kind of frustrating to watch this season. I think these characters in general have been a little frustrating to watch, except for Claudia.
Yeah,
and I enjoy Santiago. I'm saying frustrating in a good way because I don't feel like Louis is really being himself.
Right.
And Armand, and with them being performers and really doing vampire theater, it's also what is the performance that they put up when they're not on stage? And that seems to be a lot of the through line, along with memory. And I don't like seeing the people being fake and pretentious, and it's annoying. It's weird to be on Santiago's side for a lot of the way he's perceiving Louis. Like, yeah, Louis is a little frustrating right now, and he does. I would be across the table being like, God, this guy seems so pretentious and smug. Like watching Louis just go on and on. I'd be very annoyed. I would be inside. This show does a good job at capturing perspectives.
Santiago is the actor too. I mean, the way that he was able to emulate that voice, and then he's the one who picks up on the accent because he's the most classically trained actor. That was mwah, chef's kiss to the show. They've been setting that up.
Very inglorious bastards of them.
Shall we get to some Patreon questions?
Yeah.
Here we go. Thank you to the patrons. Patreon.com/TheRealRejects. Here we go. Grace says, what are we thinking of Louis' journey with himself this season so far? Also, with his relationship with Armand, with the introduction / highlight of their dynamic. What did I miss?
You guys gotta be careful about your questions. I'm just gonna say. I gotta put that out there.
What did I miss?
We should have someone screen the questions.
I didn't feel like there was a BDSM dynamic.
Neither
really.
did I. And that's why I'm saying you guys should.
Yeah.
You guys got to be considerate of these questions. There's very little control and this isn't like this for 99% of the things we shoot. I'm starting to get a little apprehensive here with Interview with Vampire, letting it carry on. Just saying. If it continues in 5, I'm gonna probably have to discontinue this.
I know that we've seen their bedroom and we've seen like certain things in their bedroom that they keep alluding to, but other than that, I don't know what this is in reference to. There must be some power dynamic thing that
I think it was in reference to the line at the end when he calls him, where Louis seems to like take command of that situation, and then he calls him, what's the line? M-A-I-T-R-E.
Maître.
Maître?
Yeah, whatever it is.
The word for master?
Yeah, but that's what he's called at the theater.
No, but Armand calls Louis that.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess.
I didn't really look at it as a BDSM dynamic.
Yeah, me neither, but I'm guessing that's where it's going to go. So we'll just move on from this question, but thank you, Grace, for asking, and we'll check back in on that.
And I have elaborated on, I was saying what I think about Louis so far. But no, Grace, you're here every week, and appreciate you. Just, be a little mindful about if you're leading us in a certain thought process we shouldn't know yet.
Tell me about Jess.
Hi, Roxy. Something I really like about this show is that each of our main characters has an artistic job and hobby. Louis is a photographer. Almond is a director. Daniel is a writer. Assad and Claudette are both actors. What do you think these interests tell us about each character, and what do you think it is about them that draws the characters to them? Yeah, that is the question.
I think artists write about artists a lot.
Well, Armand being a director, that's true. Armand being a director is the orchestrator, is trying to conduct this whole thing. Again, probably why he's a control freak. Photographer, I don't really know the mind of a photographer too well. What would you say?
Trying to capture things, I guess, and make moments stand still. Claudia, being an actress, I think makes the most sense because she just doesn't want to be in her own skin anymore.
Yeah.
She's sick of that.
I think Lestat tries to hide.
And also, it's not yes, he was an actor, but we're right now looking at him through Louis, so it's a whole different lens.
But his job, when he was, as far as we go back, he was an actor.
But he's also a pianist.
Well, I think he also likes to hide in plain sight, And Daniel being a writer, he's always he's got a need to discover the truth.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not like a fictional writer.
I don't fully understand what do you think it is about them that draws the characters to them?
Well, I feel like we just kind of answered.
Okay.
I think it's this. I think we answered by answering the first question. I think we answered the second question.
Okay. Hopefully we got that, Jess. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel bad about how I handled Grace's question. I really appreciate what you've done.
I don't think you should feel bad. It's hard when you know things ahead to ask the right questions.
I don't want to be rude, though, and I feel like I was a little rude in how I handled
You got to
that.
give Grace some grace, and you got to give yourself some grace.
Yeah. She's so kind here, and I'm sorry.
All she wants to know is about whips and chains, so listen, we'll get there.
Have you been in a relationship?
Jay Rushton says, question, what is your take on Santiago wanting mutiny there?
What is your take on Santiago wanting mutiny? Well, he said
he does?
immunity. What's your take on it, Roxy?
But he does, and it makes sense. You know, I think Santiago's been not stoked with Armand since Armand put his maker in the wall. We heard Santiago say that early on. And I think watching Santiago stand up for Claudia tonight, and he's like, you know, he's pissed at Santiago. And I think he's frustrated for the things that Armand is letting Louis do that he clearly didn't let his own master do, that he didn't let Santiago's maker do. You know, if you're willing to make these exceptions for Louis, then why for Santiago's maker did you kill him for not following coven rules when Louis is not following coven rules? So I think he's bitter. And I think that he is such a great addition to the show because we understand where he's coming from, even though he's opposing our protagonist, Louis.
Yeah, mutinies like that are bad calls generally. I feel like a discussion and a democratic voting process is the way to go. But that doesn't make for exciting television with vampires.
Democracy is always right, and we always pick the right person.
And yes, and you always trust the voting system.
Yes.
Constantly.
And all of those are facts and can't be disputed.
Oh, yeah. Take it away. Pedals. 35.
That's you, dude.
Hey, Groxy. That's just Roxy with a G. Roxegary confidently combines both of our names.
Roxegary.
Groxy just sounds like grok. Thank you for continuing this series. When Daniel met...
Grexy. Okay, keep going.
That didn't sound like Rexy. Rex. That sounds like a combination of the name Rex then.
Okay. Grexy.
Roxegary is long-winded, but it's
Everybody
definitely in our
loves
names.
Roxegary, yeah.
Do they? I've never once seen it quoted in the comments.
No, not once. No.
Thank you for continuing this series. When Daniel met Raglan James. Who? Oh, the guy from last episode. He was told the Talamasca was tracking 900 vampires a month ago, and their numbers had increased to 1,600.
Yeah.
Do you think someone is creating new vampires, or that more reclusive vampires are coming out of the woodwork? See, I like the way you handle this question. Because it's two completely different paths, and neither one could be it. That's a good way to do that.
I think that it's probably a little A, a little B. I think somebody is creating more, but they're also finding more. I don't even know if it's that they're coming out of the woodwork or that they've just been able to track more of them. Plus, I'm sure that new vampires are being created all the time. Yeah.
I would venture to guess it's more the former than the latter, though.
Yeah, because otherwise I don't think this person would ask this question.
Oh, really? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
I was just kind of going based off the math of like vampires coming out of hiding and that they want to kind of, it seems like the vampires on their war for a revolution. And I kind of get the feeling Louis, here's my big theory that I waited till the very end of this video to dispel, as if I've had this theory this whole time.
Yes.
When really it just popped into my mind, is that Armand is really he wants to be like the revolutionist, and he's creating a new law, kind of like a manifesto in a way, through Louis' biography. So that way people, as vampires come out of the hiding, come out of the shadows, like the identification of Louis is like the whole way that the world can see vampires for the first time. That's why it's important how they curate Louis, because he will be the first like public vampire that people will get to know. But this is all under Armand's control as vampires get to come out of the light. The shadow, as
Wait, what? I'm not getting it fully.
Armand doesn't like to be the star, but I think he is the head of the revolution here.
Okay.
He wants the vampires to come out of the shadows. It's disobedient from that original law, so he's going against everything. And that's why I think he's behind like this whole thing with more vampires coming out and shit like that.
Okay.
And I think that's why he's insistent though on Louis. And this, because he knows that book about Louis could be really big, and that would be the human's first exposure to vampires. Like getting into the mindset of what a vampire is like. So it gives like humans an empathetic
I like
understanding.
It's very possible.
That's just my theory, though.
Well, don't tell us if our theories are right or wrong. Just tell us that you love us and want to suck our blood. And we'll see you next time. Okay, later, rejects.